Did she return or did you seek her out?
Which would work in my favor?
Which do you think?
Well, if I sought her out, there's valor in that act.
Your pursuit is to disregard her will. Where is the valor in that?
Then maybe I waited for her return and let serendipity's fateful hand guide her course.
Maybe. Or your passiveness shows apathy and therefore scant regard for her quality.
Then which shall it be?
The truth. It's always more refreshing than what you think I want to hear.
Then in truth, my only desire is to walk with you. May I carry your bag?
I'm sorry, but I don't like strangers handling my things.
I find it strange that when we last met, it was fine.
Well, I met you, but you never met me.
Madam, how on earth is that supposed to make any sense?
Well, when you meet someone, what do you say? You would say, "Hi, my name is Can
Themba."
While you reached out to shake my hand, and I would respond with my name and shake yours. Then the phrase, it's a pleasure to meet you would follow.
Touché. I think I'm in love.
Excuse me?
With the weather. I think I'm in love with spring.
In that case, my name is Janet.
Janet, 'tis a pleasure to meet you.
The pleasure is mine, Mr. Themba.
Nee. Dias me timer. Ek is net o Can Themba.
With hope. With hope to pull and love to bind.
Huh?
Nothing. Your surname reminds me of a poem I like.
Ah, so you like poetry?
I said I like a poem. Are you always so presumptuous?
To assume you like poetry when you refer to a poem, I would call that deductive logic.
To know that you presume to have won a person before you even know them.
It depends if you feel taken.
See what I mean?
It's just harmless banter. I mean, what else do I have besides the dream inside my pocket and the hope inside my belly?
Are you always like this?
Like what?
Stuck with your head in the clouds.
Who's the presumptuous one now?
So I need to interrupt them. It is, oh, well, that was amazing. There, in our shot, of course, is Kate. You can see her. She plays, of course, Jean, and then she plays Jean Hart. And then, of course, Leroy Gopal, who plays Can Themba. And that production is on at the Market Theatre. They kicked off earlier in the month, and it is, of course, directed by Khayelihle Dom Gumede, with Nhlanhla Mahlangu as musical director and choreographer. The play asks a range of pertinent and contemporary socio-political questions and stars Leroy Gopal as Can Themba and, of course, Kate Liquorish as Jean Hart. Guys, good morning. Welcome to Morning Live.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Brief background. What is the play about?
Well, the story that we tell is an adaptation of Can Themba's short story, and it's set in Sophiatown in 1957. And it's a love story about Can Themba, the writer, and his affair with a white woman called Janet Hart, played by Kate Liquorish.
Talk to us about your character.
She's eccentric. She's marvelous. She was a performer in England and was born in South Africa and then returned with her husband and meets Can on the street. And there's an instant connection between them. And he then pursues her, and the romance begins. A kind of Romeo and Juliet story, I guess.
Let's talk about the biggest compliment you've received about the production so far.
I think as an ensemble cast, everybody's really appreciated the energy that we've brought on stage and the authenticity of the story that we've told with regards to the music, the language that we use on stage. So I think everybody has really appreciated how the story is written and also the electrifying energy that we come with on stage.
Let's talk about how you feed off each other. I mean, you guys spend so much time together. You know, how does that translate on stage?
Well, I mean, the way that Dom has written it, I mean, he's amazing. He's so talented. He's 27. It actually puts us all to shame. But the way that he's written it is very, very fast and snappy, the dialogue. So it's literally like playing tennis against each other and always one-upping each other. So it's like one big game on stage, but it's really, really fun. We have a lot of fun together.
I mean, she's spoken about Dom as the director. What is that like, working with him?
It's actually really fantastic. I've known Dom for 10 years, and I've always known him as like my little brother because my best friend he's my best friend's younger brother.
Yeah.
and you know, I knew he was doing work and stuff, but I didn't know that he was this amazing as a director, because I always saw him as my little brother who was into rugby and sport and all kinds of stuff. But this is really amazing, and to be able to humble myself and not be the older brother to him whilst he's directing has been phenomenal.
And the music, talk to us about the music. Leroy touched a bit on the music. How does that all come together?
We do a lot of a cappella singing, which is very interesting because only half of us are musically trained. But Nhlanhla, who is playing the part of Stan, as well as being our choreographer and musical director, has worked marvels with us in terms of getting what he's gotten out of us. It's amazing. So we sing a lot of the songs of the era, which also brings a beautiful aesthetic to the piece and really takes people who know that time back to that, and it makes it very visceral with the music, the dancing. Everything just speaks of Sophiatown, of that era. And the way that Dom's created it, you know, people always say that Sophiatown has been very romanticised, the way that people see it, but Dom has brought a beautiful yin and yang to the way that he's portrayed it, because he's portrayed the grit and the hardship and the real kind of pain of it, as well as the beauty and the vibrancy of what was going on at that time. So it's a magical piece.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk about the production itself. What has been the highlight of being part of this for you?
I think for me, it's been the singing.
Yeah.
I've been laughing with my family and my friends saying, "You've got to come and watch me. I'm singing." and those that are close to me will know that singing is not really one of my greatest strengths. But you know, it's really been amazing because that's what it is to be an actor. Is to whatever it is that's been placed in front of you, you take it, you completely do the best that you can with it, and you dish out a fantastic performance. And that's what we've been doing. We've been singing greatly. We've been dancing on stage, and sometimes I can't believe that this is what we do for a living every day. So it's been absolutely amazing.
Let's talk about the first time you saw the script. What went through your mind?
Well, it was interesting. I just, as an actor, you always sort of focus on your own character and is there someone I can play? And Dom's writing, he brings such layered, kind of textured characters to life that are so three-dimensional that you can't help but fall in love with them. And every character in the story is just so beautifully well-rounded and special that you find someone to connect with. No matter who you are, no matter where you come from, you'll find someone within the story to connect with and to love and to laugh at and to cry with. And I think that's what I fell in love with the script. It's just wonderful.
All right, before I let you guys go, Can Themba. I mean, we can't speak about South African literature and not mention Can Themba or Drum Magazine for that instance. What did you learn about Can Themba that you didn't know prior to reading the script or going into this role?
Before actually going into this role, I did not know that Can had this affair. I knew about him as one of the drum boys and the phenomenal writer that he was, but this side of him, this affair with this woman, Jean Hart, I didn't know. Hence, and also because it wasn't such a long-lived affair. Hence the title Crepuscule, which is like a very short-lived time between night and day. For me, it's really been a fantastic role to put on, some great shoes to fill, but absolutely enjoyable, and such a well-rounded gentleman as well, but had his own issues, which makes it more interesting.
Guys, thank you so much for talking to us.
Thank you.
Lead actors Leroy Gopal and Kate Liquorish speaking to us about the Market Theatre's latest production, Crepuscule. I can pronounce it, which runs until the 2nd of August at the Market Theatre. Kate plays Jean, while Leroy stars as Can Themba. Go out to the Market Theatre in Newtown. Let's take a break. We'll give you the news after this. Stay with us.